full-on clown show in Congress yesterday at the GOP-led impeachment hearing of President Joe Biden. And 15 months later, Republicans still could not come up with an answer. Take a look.
Pretty sure Whoopi Goldberg knows everything about clown shows, being as though that she works on one. But, I can't get too worked up about it. I can't talk too much trash because they are on a show that comes on, primetime, like in the morning on, what is it, ABC? So whatever, I guess they're still doing something right. But it just baffles me how these women have all the bad takes, right? Like, what we're going to watch a little bit of this clip, and I bet you all of them get it wrong as usual.
What crime have you witnessed?
How much time do I have to go through it?
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, RICO and conspiracy.
What is it? What is the crime, sir? Specifically.
You asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
RICO, you're obviously not familiar with. Corruption
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. RICO is not a crime. It is a category.
Let's just do the impeachment. I mean, why continue to waste millions of dollars of the taxpayers' money?
We don't do snap impeachments like you guys. We actually do the facts. We do oversight according to the Constitution.
You're never going to call for it. You're never going to call for it. I mean,
now you can predict. You can predict the future. How do you know?
You make the motion to impeach President Biden. Go ahead. It's your turn. You second it. No, nothing. Okay, we got nothing. This is a show. It's all fake. They just want to do these hearings. It's not leading to impeachment.
Okay, so even this clip, real quick, AOC saying, what is the crime, sir? RICO is not a crime, it's a category. Well, clearly it's a crime because RICO charges are being brought on Donald Trump, if I'm not mistaken, in Atlanta. So is it a crime or is it not? This is what I mean about this country too, by the way. It's not even just a on one side thing. I want to be very clear that I'm not one-siding everything. It's just I'm so sick of the biases of people acting like they are doing something for the American citizen, right? Because watch me do this. Watch this, right? AOC sounds ridiculous while that other person brought up a bunch of different kind of charges on Joe Biden. She's saying, what is the crime? I just made the comparison about Trump and Biden, both RICO, but one is being charged and the other one isn't. And now she's saying it's not a crime, whatever. But I'm not even mad at, what is this, Moskowitz, whoever he is? Yeah, I'm not mad at him because bring up the charges. Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and bring up the impeachment? And you hear Jim Jordan saying, well, we go ahead and we get the facts before we impeach people. I'm like, yeah, but that's the thing. Y'all been doing this for years, for 4 years. It's obviously not going to work. Something is missing. Something's not right in the milk. You guys didn't get the right information. I don't know. I'm not here to say that Joe Biden has not been involved in corruption. I'm not here to say that at all. What I'm saying is, the Republicans look weak because even that statement for Jim Jordan to say, I'm going to get the facts first and then come, we want to make sure we have all our facts straight. It is gaslighting. It absolutely is, because the Democrats, when they impeached Trump, they certainly didn't have a single fact straight because it didn't work. But at least they tried, because you know what it did? It left a blemish on Donald Trump forever. So at least you could do that much. We know nobody's going to go to jail for these impeachment charges or whatever, but at least leave the blemish. We don't even get that as a Republican. So I'm not mad at this gentleman here for everything he's saying.
They're lying to their base on Newsmax and Fox.
Okay, so they're not lying. There is facts about corruption that the Bidens did commit with Burisma, but when you code messages and say the big guy and all of this, they really covered it up to help Joe. Of course, they didn't put him out on Front Street, but they aren't lying. They do have the facts. It's just not beyond a reasonable doubt. But just like, again, it wasn't beyond a reasonable doubt when they impeached Trump about the Ukraine phone call, and it didn't work again, but it left something to talk about.
Leading these people to believe that they're going to eventually impeach the president. It's not going to happen.
So President Biden has repeatedly denied any involvement in his son's business dealings, and Republicans haven't come up with a shred of evidence that proves.
Okay, calm down. They do have evidence. Again, there's evidence Joe Biden being involved in business dealings, his phone. There's like messages that were left. There's all kinds of, again, code words being used. So it's not beyond a reasonable doubt, okay? But it doesn't mean it didn't happen. So you need to calm down too. Just because Joe Biden said he didn't do something does not mean that he really didn't do the thing, okay? And nobody takes Trump at his word on this show. So please, but we'll let Whoopi go on.
Otherwise. So what is the end game here? And why are we paying them not to do their damn jobs? That's what I don't know. We still pay we got to pay taxes no matter what. These folks get great insurance. They get all kinds of, why am I paying for them to have all of these perks and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Now, the thing is, that's an absolutely great question to me. I actually would ask the same question, except we know again that Whoopi's asking it, you know what I mean, only of the Republicans and not of the Democrats. But I feel the same way about all of them. Like, what is it that y'all are doing? Because since these last 3 to 4 years, right? It's been new wars, it's been open borders, it's been inflation, and then lies saying that, hey, the economy is doing great just because you can take numbers and do whatever you want with numbers, right? So what are they getting paid for? Because, well, I'll tell you this, that they answer to the lobbyists. We know this, but Whoopi's not going to say that. She's just trying to say some hot take thing, but never goes beneath the surface.
Their base keeps voting for them. That's the reason they're still there.
No, that's both of them, the Democrats too. So we need to talk about everybody. What have Democrats done good for this? Matter of fact, drop a comment below. And you guys, I forgot to ask, please hit the like button, and if you can subscribe, I forgot, sorry. But let me know what exactly, maybe you do know, what have they done to, what have the Democrats done to make this country better since they have the control? I mean, maybe I'm missing something.
Not why are they still there? If I don't do my job, if we don't do our jobs, people are up our backsides going, why aren't you doing your job? I don't know.
What job is that? I don't know, but to come on television and talk trash. I'm not trying to, again, guys, like, don't make yourself sound so important now.
I understand why the same question is not being posed to people who are sitting there doing nothing.
Well, it's a great question. Sorry, Alyssa, it's a great question because this Congress is on track to be the least productive Congress since the Great Depression. And to give you a little perspective on that, they have passed only 42 laws. So you may be thinking, well, what's normal? The last 10 Congresses averaged 391 bills at a time. The Do-Nothing Congress, which was under President Truman, that year passed 511 bills. So 42 is nothing. They sit there, and right now we're watching an impeachment where they can't name the crime. The case it's based on is an FBI informant who is now proven to have lied. Yes.
Lied, but about other stuff. So, you know, it's just, you see, they're saying this is the Do-Nothing Congress. And well, I can be balanced and say, yes, on both sides, do nothing, absolutely do nothing. These people go back again to making it seem like it's only Republicans doing nothing. But I ask you again, what has the Democrat done to make this country better in the last, 4 years or 3 to 4 years that, you know, that you can think of? Please tell me.
Yeah. And so this is my problem. They could be doing the immigration. We talked that's a problem. They have a bill they could be addressing. They could do social media regulation. They could balance the budget, yet you
don't need to regulate social media, because when you say regulating social media, all that means is the TikTok ban bill, which will happen. But you know, they just kind of threw that in there. And this is how you know it's a uni party. Really, you do, because everybody voted for that. And we already talked about that on this channel, the realities of the TikTok ban bill.
They kick the can down the road. And by the way, government shuts down, they're going to still get paid.
Yeah.
So this
don't worry. They passed that $1.2 trillion bill that I need to go ahead and look into to find out what exactly is in that bill. $1.2 trillion. So it's just extraordinary. So this one, she doesn't have to worry about it, whatever she just said. So let's go to this girl, Farrah. I always forget her name, guys. I'm sorry.
Donald Trump wants House Republicans to do this. He wants Joe Biden.
Oh, it's Alyssa Farah Griffin. Okay, we'll try to remember it the next time. Alyssa. Okay, so now we're going to bring up Trump. So let's go ahead and see. But mind you, this is the resident Republican conservative on the panel, okay?
Of the asterisk next to his name that he has, which is impeached by the House, impeached by the House.
Yeah.
That's what this comes down to. Even Fox News' Steve Doocy said they have not shown where Joe Biden did anything illegally. He's actually been saying pretty consistent on this. What frustrates me as a Romney, McCain, Reagan Republican is we have talked about securing the border. They're holding up a border bill. Aid to Ukraine is being held up in the House. Aid to Taiwan and Israel is being held up.
Yeah, that's good. We don't need to send aid anywhere else. Okay? I think that everybody could agree on that. Wait, all this confusion we have in our country, but we have to worry about aid is being held up for other countries. I don't care. I could care less. Seriously, I don't care, right? Or what is it saying? I couldn't care less. Whichever one it is, I don't care. All right, we have our own problems. Okay, so what are you talking about?
And the government isn't even
that Haiti could expect.
To Haiti. There's also no long-term government funding bill right now. This House Republican conference is an absolute disaster. And what's remarkable to me is if the way to beat Joe Biden, if that's what you want to do, is litigate the policies that matter to Americans, talk about the economy, talk about the border, but instead they're doing this, which it's like following points on a desk.
Joe Biden used taxpayer money to go ahead and get involved with allegedly, with very corrupt things. Okay. So that is something that should be dealt with. Okay. I don't know what the holdup is with Republicans with that. I don't know who has their, sorry, for lack of a better term, balls in the vice that they can't get it done, because it's probably something like that. And so then it all becomes theater. But again, Alyssa, it's not just the Republicans who aren't working. It's all of Congress. What are they doing? So really, I don't care if Congress just like straight up didn't do anything for the rest of the time being. Like, to me, I just don't even like, what is the, I don't want to say didn't do anything. Excuse me. I wouldn't care if Congress dismantled somehow. I'm sorry. I think that the country needs a very drastic thing to happen. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. Everybody, no violence or anything like that. But there has to be a real shaking up, reawakening of what this country used to stand for, because that's not what we are now. But let's see Whoopi wrap it up and say some sort of, hodgepodge of scat that whatever she says. She swears she's so funny. She's really not.
And wasting taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
Until people wake up and see what they're doing.
I know.
Well, or until the people say, listen, if you're not going to take care of us, we're not going to take care of you.
Yeah.
Why are we paying you?
Yeah.
I can't get insurance. My family can't get insurance. Why do you have it? And you sitting there picking your nose.
Okay, so we're going to stop right there, because how dare Whoopi Goldberg? You want to know why her family can't get insurance? If she's talking about her and her family, why you talking about you can't get insurance? Whoopi Goldberg is rich. She's a millionaire, and she should thank Obama for that. I remember that year when everybody was gassing me up for affordable health care. If I'm not mistaken, yesterday was the anniversary of that craziness that happened in this country, where number one, it changed policies in the medical industry and changed it for the worse. But that's on the back end, stuff that you guys don't know, but really changed it for the worse. So maybe you do know. Anyway, but also to Whoopi, they said the rich, I remember the rich need to pay a little bit more so that everybody can have health care. That's what they said. They said the rich has to pay a little bit more so everybody has health care. Yeah. And, I'm rich. I'm willing to give up some more. I remember all of this. Star Jones. She was one of them too, I'm sure. Give up a little bit more. And I'm thinking like, well, that's very nice of them to do that. And guess what? I was one of the rich because I wasn't married or had children. And I happened to be a nurse at the time. And my insurance doubled. I couldn't afford it anymore. I couldn't afford it and pay my bills, right? And to this day, anyway. So what is Whoopi saying? No, you talk to your boy about insurance, okay? You talk to your boy Obama about why you can't get insurance, all right? That's the problem with this country. One thing I will say is the problem with this country. That bill was going to pass, right? There was no need to make it seem like we were robbing, Peter Pan here, robbing the rich and giving to the poor and all of this. That was my first introduction to fake socialism, right? Where they lie to you and make it seem like it's one way, but it's really not. I don't like being lied to that way. And so that's what happens in this country. We continuously get lied to. And that's why here we are today. Now, as far as Congress goes, again, like I said, they could dismantle Congress for all I care because they're not getting anything done. It's not just the Republicans too. It is the Democrats. The do nothing Congress. She's right about that. But again, they always put the headlights on one side, but it is both sides. So that's the reality of the situation.